Okay, now we're going to the section 2.7, and section 2.7 just has it's a lot shorter than 2.5 and 2.6 for sure. So basically, there's just two things that we're going to cover in this, and the first one are consecutive. I misspelled that, so here we go. Consecutive integers. And integers are just whole numbers. So basically the formulas that we're going to have for this is if you have two, I'm just going to abbreviate consecutive integers. The formula for that is basically this. So you have one integer and then the consecutive means the one directly after that. So in other words, if I had 5, the next one would be 5 plus 1, which would mean my two numbers would be 5 and 6. Now the next one is 3 consecutive integers. And 3 consecutive integers are x plus 1, and x plus 2. So once again, if I had a 5, this one would be 5 plus 1. The next one would be 5 plus 2. So my three numbers would be 5, 6, and 7. Then my last one would be 2 consecutive, and it would either be odd or even integers. And those are x and x plus 2. So in other words, if I had 5, my next one would be 5 plus 2. So my two consecutive odd, because 5 is odd, would be 5 and 7. Now when I write these out, all I'm doing is adding all these together. So this particular one now, if I'm writing these out as just my variables, this becomes x plus 1. I'm going to put a 1 in front of these x's. And this one, same thing. It becomes x plus 1 plus x plus 2. Once again, I'm just going to put a 1 in front of these. And then my last one is just x plus 2. Now, I'm not showing you this for any other reason than to show you the shortcut, because 1x plus 1x is 2x, right? These are like items, the number's different. So my formula for this actually breaks down into that, 2x plus 1. I guess I kind of moved that off the screen a little bit, so let me move it over a little bit so you can see it. Okay, so my other one, if I add all of these up together, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is going to give me 3x. Add up all my numbers, 1 and 2 is going to give me 3. So this is the formula for the 3 consecutive. For my 2 consecutive odd or even, once again, just put my 1's in front of here, it's going to be 2x plus 2. Notice how these are very similar, except for this one is just the next. This is just the next odd or even one. And then, of course, this is if you have 3 consecutive. And what I mean by that is, let's just use this as an example. If I have, the question will say you have 2 consecutive, I'm just going to abbreviate, 2 consecutive can't get my letters right. All right, 2 consecutive integers whose sum is 15. Once again, we're going to treat this just like with any word problem. I have 2 consecutive integers, so I'm just going to go immediately to my formula, 2x plus 1. All right, 2 consecutive integers. My sum, we know when we add them up, is telling me to put my equal sign, and then of course 15 is just telling me to put that. So once again, now I have to solve this. Letters on one side, numbers on the other. Subtract 1 from both sides. Allows that to disappear. That's going to be 2x is equal to 14. Divide both of these by 2. That allows this to become my single x, which is what I'm trying to solve for. 2 into 14 is going to give me 7. So this is half your answer. Notice it says 2 consecutive integers. So my first one would be x, which is 7. My next one would be x plus 1, which would be the same thing as 7 plus 1, which would be 8. If I added both of these together, it gives me 15, and that would be my total, and that's what I'm looking for. Now, if it said 3 consecutive integers, and I'm just going to use this same thing and just kind of change it a little bit. If I change this 2 to a 3 consecutive integers, and we're going to say that this sum stays at 15, same process, go and use my formula, 3x plus 3 is going to be my equal sign, 15 is going to remain my number. Letters on one side, numbers on the other. Subtract 3 from both sides. going to give you 3x is equal to 12. Once again, I'm going to divide both of these by 3. Allows me to come to my single x. 3 divided into 12 is going to give me 4. So I know that one of these, notice I have an x, x plus 1, and x plus 2. So my three integers are basically going to look like this. I know my x is 4. This one is 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is just going to give me 5. This one I'm just substituting in the 4 as well. 4 plus 2 gives me 6. If I add all these back up together, my sum is actually going to be 15. But notice I just have 3 this time. Now, if I have my next one that we have listed here, which is consecutive odd or even, we're kind of use the same thing, but remember, two consecutive odd numbers are going to give you an even number, and two consecutive even numbers are also going to give you an even number. So what I mean by that is, if I use, let's say I use 15, and I'm going to use the same thing, which is going to be 2x plus 2 is equal to 15. Well, this one's not going to work because my answer has always got to be even if I have two consecutive odd or even, because anything you multiply by 2, whether it's odd or even, it's going to give you an even number. So anyway, I can still work this one out. Subtract 2, it's going to give me 2x is equal to 13. Divide both of these by 2, and x is going to be equal to 13 over 2. Well, 13 over 2 gives you 6.5. Well, 6.5 is not an integer, right? It's a mixed fraction. So, with that being said, it won't work unless this is unless it's an even number. So once again, that's kind of a clue to tell you whether this is going to work itself out. So if I said that I have two consecutive integers whose sum is 32, let's just say. So that's going to be 2x plus 2 is equal to 32. Because this is even number, I know it's going to solve now, so subtract 2 from both sides. That's going to give me 2x is equal to 30. Divide both of these by 2. X is going to be equal to 15. So I know that one of these is going to be x and the other one's going to be x plus 2. So once again, if this one is 15, my next one's going to be 15 plus 2, which is going to be 17. Add these up together and it's going to give me 32. And that is what I was looking for. So this one works out for you. Just make sure that you know what those formulas are because you will see them again. Now, once again, we're going to go back to our triangles. My pen's trying to die on me, so let me switch over pens. I got a little shorter one here, but anyway, we're going to go over to triangles. And so my particular triangle, this is the formula for a triangle. If we're looking at all the angles, it's 180 degrees in a triangle, so it's A plus B plus C. And here I'm going to just draw my triangle out. So this would be angle A, angle B, or angle C. This could be X, Y, or Z. It really doesn't matter which one you choose. But for this particular question, it's going to say if one angle is 30 more than the smallest, and then it says, and one is twice as much as the smallest. And so it's basically asking you to find all of these angles. So we got to list our knowns. We know for a triangle, we're going to have 180 degrees. We know that this is our formula right here. So anyway, I need to know what my A, my B, and my C. So automatically, notice it referenced the smallest twice. I'm just going to make that my A, because that's the easiest. B could be either one of these, but I'm going to just use the first one. If one angle is 30 more than the smallest, so I know that this one is going to be A plus 30. I could use C, but it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to kind of go in the line that they do. And then it says that one is twice as much as the smallest. So if the smallest is A, then that means this one's 2A. And notice that this one is equal to A, this one's equal to A plus 30, and this is 2A. So the only variable I have is an A. So I've removed everything but one variable. Once you've done that, you can solve it. So my formula now is going to be 180 is equal to, notice, A plus B plus C. So A is equal to A plus B. B is equal to A plus 30. And C is equal to 2A. So once again, I'm just going to put a 1 in front of these A's because it makes it adding it together a little bit easier for me. So once again, if I add these together, 1A plus 1A plus 2a is going to give me 4a, and then a 30 just comes down. All of that is going to be equal to 180 degrees. Letters on one side, numbers on the other. So the opposite of positive 30 is negative 30. And whatever I do on one side, I'm going to do on the other. So once again, I just move this one over. This is going to give me 4a is equal to 150. Now notice, I just randomly picked these, and this is going to come out to some fractions or something like that, and that's fine because not everything in life works out perfect for you. So anyway, once again, divide both of these by 4. This is going to tell me that my shortest is 4 into 150. 4 will go into 150. So this one is going to be 37.5. So that means my smallest side is 37. I can't write a 7 for some reason. Keep writing 5. But anyway, it's 37.5. That's telling me B is 30 plus that, which is going to be 67.5. And that's telling me that this one is 2 times that. So 2 times 37.5 is going to give me 75. So if I add all of these up together, 75 plus 67.5 plus 37.5, I can go ahead and tell you yours on the exam will not be come out to be a fraction or a decimal. But anyway, I'm going to work this one out because I started. Carry my 1, that's going to give me a 0. Carry my next one, that's going to give me 180. And that's where we want it to be. So we know we got to have 180 degrees, and that's what we came up with. Yours are going to come out to nice even integers.